So Mark, what is the community scheme?
The community scheme is a way for organisations, good causes, charities, children's football clubs to raise funds by a partnership with us. We do it through digital magazines. We still have a few paper magazines, but basically we specialise in digital. And the new project we've got now is an automatic affiliate scheme for them, where they don't have to do anything. It's all done, all self-funding, all self-adapting, so they have to have somebody keep going into Aldrich, what's the latest offer here. We do it all for them. It's all adaptable. And the digital version is great because it can go on anybody's phone, anybody's laptop, anybody's iPad. It's multi-platform and self-adjusts itself.
That's fantastic. Genuinely fantastic. So you've been going for roughly about 15 years now.
Yes.
So tell us about some of the challenges that you've faced as a business owner over those last 15 years.
Well, some of it, a lot of the challenges, especially with some of the charities and the good causes, has been that, yes, they want our help, but when we go in to assist them, generally they tend to leave it to us and they don't want to do anything themselves. And then when they're not getting the revenues they deserve or require, and see the revenues dropping, then they start to have a go at us. Another part is obviously getting people, holding on to them and training them. The unfortunate thing is nowadays there's a lot of people want to earn good money, but they don't want to put the hours in and work for it. And that again becomes a major challenge. I mean, we're quite lucky that we do have a very good retention on staff, but it's very, very hard to recruit and train good people nowadays.
Yeah, is that why you're moving towards the digital side of things then? Is that to try and combat them problems? A lot of it's going to be automated.
No, it's been an automatic progression for us. I mean, over the past few years we've invested a lot of money in technology, investing in HTML, looking at digital magazines, the formats for them, getting editors, purchasing our own editorial so we can put it together. So for us it's a natural progression just to move across from what we were doing and allowing other companies that we kept turning down in the past to say we can. I mean, I was at a meeting for a good cause, and the gentleman who was on the committee turned around and said, actually, can I do that for my business? And I said, yes you can, but that's a separate conversation which we're having separately. So as people get to know about the technology we have, we're finding it's very, very adaptable. The fact that we can put videos in and fan galleries in is absolutely amazing. The hardest part is explaining it to people. When they see it, it just blows their mind and they go away and come back with loads and loads of ideas themselves. But trying to explain it over the phone or in a little email is very difficult.
So, because this should be something that a lot of business owners face in their startup businesses, that to try and put something across over the phone is very difficult. So how do you try to make it so they come to you for face-to-face meetings?
Well, quite a lot of it is actually through recommendations, where we've done things for people. I mean, we work with a good cause in Birmingham. We've been working with them for 18 months now, never met them. All we've done is spoke on the phone and occasional Skype and email. Yeah. But it was through somebody that they knew who had worked with us in the past. They were looking for some help and they said, look, why don't you go to community scheme? They can do it. He got it straight away. So that's it. All we do is just use the technology.
So do you find that recommendations is a real drive of business for you as a business owner?
I think so, yes. Always try and go that little bit further. If you try and cut corners, it'll catch you out. Yeah. If you can say you're going to do a 100% job and then give them 120%, they're absolutely amazed and over the moon, and they will recommend you. It takes a long time to build a good business up. Only takes 5 minutes to knock it down.
Yeah, this is very, very true. And you see this in likes of Blockbusters, Woolworths, now Toys R Us, Monarch, all huge businesses, but yeah.
I think they were overstretched.
Massively. So, as well as word of mouth marketing, what else do you do to try and drive business?
Marketing now, where again we can use marketeers who can showcase some of the work that we've done for people who don't necessarily know us. And I think that's an excellent way to get your point and your story across, especially to audiences that you wouldn't probably go to see.
Perfect. So what you're saying is that as well as using word of mouth marketing and getting a fantastic referral rates there, but also to start collaborating with other people who are going after the same sort of target market as what you are.
Yes, and I think also a little bit that we try to give advice to other companies that get in touch with us, whether they're competitors or not, because I believe if you help people, it will come back and help you anyway.
Yeah, well, we're big believers in this as well, called paying forward. So, going away from the marketing side of things, going back towards the business side of things, you were talking about recruitment. Now, I know for a lot of startup businesses, recruitment isn't something which you're going to be looking at straight away, but if you're like us, it could be 6-12 months down the line and then you're going to start looking at recruitment. So how do you find the recruitment process?
It's difficult because you can go to advertising agencies and other bodies. They promise you the earth, but I think they are overpriced for what they do. And once they've got the money, a lot of them don't really care that much. So, I mean, we apply through job centres. We do have agreements with advertising agencies. We're trying to do a bit on Facebook through our inbound marketing setup with our marketing.
So we've just quickly talked about recruitment, and you said that you're using job centres, you're doing a bit on social media and other platforms as well. So tell us, there's a big jump from where you are now compared to where you used to be 15 years ago. Bear in mind, you've got field staff, you've got office staff, etc. Tell us a bit about the transition period from you as an individual to then start to hire staff.
Well, initially I was out on my own, especially when we started with Rothwell Town. I mean, I used to go knock on doors, then I used to produce the newsletters, then I used to go and collect. Then I found that there was one or two people who said they loved what we do but couldn't afford to support it. So I said, could you support it another way by giving a bit of time? So I got one or two collectors to do it, which gave me more time to go out canvassing. Then I had some colleagues from when I worked in charities previously who got in touch with me to ask if I'd got any work going. So I brought a canvas manager across and a couple of other guys. So we started to have our own canvassing team then, which left me more on the servicing side, so I could give me time to go find more agents, and then I had to look for a senior agent to look after those agents. And it just, over a period of time, it just grew and grew and grew. A lot of hours. I mean, I was out sometimes 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't getting back until 10 o'clock in the night, and then I'd have to do a bit of paperwork and out again. But gradually, it worked. But I didn't want to overstretch. I didn't want to take any staff on or promise anybody a job and find out I couldn't pay them or I had to let them go. But I also had to be confident in what they were doing as well. So a lot of the people that worked for us at the beginning are the ones that have actually grown with us and been promoted because we could see them doing the job. Yeah. It was just a natural progression.
Oh, that's fantastic. So something which a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to business is the personal side of things. So you said that you were working from 8 morning till 9 at night, which as a business owner myself, I do it, and I'm sure a lot of startup businesses, they'll do it as well. So how did you manage that side of your life personally?
Well, what I used to do was I used to block time off. So like if any of the kids were going to rugby or to football or bowling or wherever, I used to block that time off so as I could get there to spend that time with them. And it wasn't necessarily the quantity of time that I was spending with them. I was trying to spend quality time. So whatever they wanted to do, whatever their hobbies were, that's what we did. Even if they wanted to go fishing, I used to go spend a few hours fishing. It might be that they just finished school, pick them up from school, take them fishing for a couple of hours, take them home, drop them off, and then I'd go back out either collecting, canvassing or seeing football clubs, having evening meetings. But it worked. And then we used to always book holidays together, and I always used to try and make sure that on a weekend and bank holidays I didn't work. So, and it did seem to work, and I've got a bloody good family.
Everybody always bangs on about this phrase of work-life balance, and what you were talking about then very much goes into that. So you'd work up until certain hours which you'd block out, and then you wouldn't work on the weekend. Would you say that you had a work-life balance?
At the time, I would say I thought I had. Looking back, maybe not so much, because occasionally there was emergencies where we used to have time where I'd have to work a weekend. But if I was shooting off somewhere, then I would take my wife or partner, as she was then, and the kids with us. So like if I had to go to Bridlington or to Grimsby, I'd take them there, go to my meeting for a couple of hours, let them wander around, then we'd go for a meal, go on the seafront, go to a show or a fair, and then bring them back. And as far as they were concerned, it was just a normal thing. They were enjoying themselves. Dad was disappearing for a couple of hours, so gave them a bit of a breather, and then come back again.
Yeah. Obviously, you've done incredibly well over the last 15 years. Bear in mind, you raised hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds for good causes. But looking back, would there be anything that you'd have done differently? And if so, what would you have done?
I, with hindsight, would have invested in technology sooner, knowing what I know now, but at the time it was affordability.
Yeah.
But I began to realise I could not afford not to invest in technology. It's like now with our marketing side, we have to put money into marketing because you can't do it all yourself, and we find that our marketeers actually go and see people and reach other companies and good causes that we wouldn't have the time to do.
So we've just covered about how, looking back at when you first started, if there's anything that you would change, and essentially you said you'd have invested in technology earlier on, but you also talk about how you couldn't afford to invest in that technology. Now, I know you didn't take any loans or any startup loans or anything like that when you started or have ever. Is there a particular reason for this?
Yeah, I don't like to be in debt. I believe it's always made the company stronger if we buy and own, like some of the software that we have, some of the apps that we have. We don't rent them. We actually buy them, pay for them doing, and own them outright. It does cost a bit more at the beginning, but long term, I know another piece of equipment that we bought, we paid £1,800 for it, whereas the rental was, I think it was something like £70-80 a month, and we, like I said, we're over 18 months in already and still going strong with it. So another few months we're going to really reap the rewards on it. Plus the amount we're spending at the beginning over time is actually less because of devaluation and depreciation.
Yeah, that makes sense. So as this is mainly for startup and small business owners, is there any advice you would give to somebody who is just about to start their business?
Right, 2 pieces of advice. First piece, if you're sat there waiting for the business to come for you, it won't come. So you've got to get off your backside, get out there. You may annoy some people, but you've got to get out there. Secondly, don't overstretch yourself. So that is 2 things, that's both financially and time. Sometimes you think, well, it's better if I do this myself or do that myself, but you're actually wasting time. It's like you say, right, I'm going to do some decorating, so I'm going to take 2 days off. Your time has been lost there. You may have been more productive, you probably earned more if you'd been out there doing the work yourself and getting a painter and decorator to do what they do. So that's my main thing. Don't overstretch yourself financially or time-wise.
Perfect. Well, this has been absolutely fantastic, and thank you very much for doing this.
You're very welcome.